When was the last time you thought about the words that you use to talk about yourself to other people and to yourself as well? Sure, we think about the words we're going to use when we are at work or when we are talking to friends about what's going on or when we're sending a text message. But when was the last time you really considered how you talk about yourself? That's exactly what I want to talk about today in the show. If you're new here, welcome. Hit that subscribe button if you want to be involved in this amazing conversation about how to live your best life, because that's what these videos are all about. They're full of my best tips, tricks, and strategies to help you move forward in your life and achieve your goals. And the thing that really interests me about what we're talking about today is that we so rarely consider the language that we use. So I am very aware when I work with people on a one-to-one basis, but also in a group environment, about how we are describing our various situations. But I want to bring that home to a more kind of day-to-day interaction. So for example, what was the last thing you said when someone said to you, "Hey, how are you?" Or "Hey, how's it going?" What is your automatic response? Probably something like, "Oh yeah, good," or "Oh yeah, fine," or "busy." That's a big one, right? What are your automatic responses? Is anything coming to mind right now? Because if it is, then today this show is for you. Because I want to talk about the damaging effects that our automatic language that we use when we talk about ourselves can have. And of course, what to do about it. So taking that as a standard example, well, when someone asks you how you are, it is an opportunity, it's an invitation for you to actually reflect on that. So why not embrace that invitation? We talk about reflection all the time. We talk about journaling. We talk about considering what's going on in our emotional landscape. And yet we seem to believe that that's for like a certain carved out point of the day, as opposed to just our normal default position. We should always have the space and the time to be reflecting on where we're at when asked. So the next time someone asks you how you are, what would happen if you just told them? If you took a moment to consider the question and then used language that's correctly identified how you are. Now, look, I am not saying that when someone at the grocery store says, "Hi, how are you today?" that you suddenly like divulge everything that's going on for you and the ups and the lows and the highs and the... No, I'm not saying that. But I am saying that if we just default to, "Yeah, I'm fine," we are missing out an opportunity, one, to connect with someone else on a human level, and two, to give validation to what is going on for us, to our feelings. If you are a parent and you ask your child, "What did you do at school today?" you probably know, you can join me in the frustration of the response, "Oh, nothing," when we know very well they didn't do nothing. But when you say, "Oh, I'm fine," it's the same dismissive response. And maybe it is just someone in the grocery store who isn't really expecting you to go into a longer answer. But if you allow for the validation of how you are to exist, then maybe it's an opportunity to go beyond "I'm fine." Consider it, at least. And even if it is not an appropriate situation for you to say much more than that, allow the dialogue to continue in your own head. Which brings me to the next thing I want to talk about today, which is the language we use when we talk about ourselves to ourselves. So that's that internal narrative, the immediacy that some of us come to dismissive or degrading thoughts when thinking about ourselves is a problem. And it's a problem that can be shifted simply by bringing awareness to it. So be on guard for what's going on in your head. When you make a mistake, which, by the way, we all do, as I know you know, and yet somehow we don't always accommodate for that in our actual reality. So when you make a mistake, what is the response you have to yourself? Are you filling your brain with, that was so stupid, why did I do that? Oh, I'm always doing things like that. Or are you filling your brain with acceptance and love and understanding? Be very aware of the language that you're using when you talk to yourself about yourself. Why? Because you are the most important person in your life. You are your longest lasting friend. You are the constant in your life. You are the one who's going to be there for yourself through thick and thin, no matter what. So if you could design a perfect friend for yourself, wouldn't you want that friend to treat you with kindness, to treat you with support and patience and understanding and love? Of course you would. So that's exactly what we're doing here. You're designing your friendship with yourself. And look, if that seems too airy-fairy for you, then just check out the alternative, right? Because if you're not meeting yourself with kindness and patience and love and understanding, then you're meeting yourself with something else. Impatience, dismissiveness, unkindness, unfriendliness, anger, violence. All of the thoughts in your head are in there. Why not choose to make them positive? Why not choose to speak to yourself with the love and kindness that you deserve? Which brings me to the third point. When you change the way you speak about yourself to yourself, it will change how other people perceive you. Because suddenly, from the inside out, you will be radiating a more loving human, someone who is more able to accept themselves. And you will pull people towards you. They will gravitate to that incredible glow that comes from someone who feels loved and accepted. So if the world around you is chaotic right now, or just simply not what you want it to be, if there are all sorts of areas in your life that you are less than satisfied about, consider the words you're using to talk about yourself to yourself and to other people, and begin to change the narrative, begin to change the way you relate to yourself, and see the difference that it makes. Because as you make that change, other people will fall in line. Other people will start treating you with that same level of love and kindness and respect, because they will see that that's the standard that you are setting for yourself. And by the way, if they don't see that, then you'll know maybe that person shouldn't be invited to be in this environment. This environment is for people who treat me with love and kindness and respect. Start from the inside out and use your language wisely. If you've enjoyed the video today, if it has given you something to think about, if it has given you a little strategy for empowerment or self-love, hit that subscribe button, because there's more where this came from, and I am so happy to have you as part of this community. I'll see you again real soon. Oh, before I go, don't forget to check out the description box below, because as you know, I have stuck in a bunch of free resources that are going to help you in your journey. So check out that description box and grab some of those free resources so that you can make your life exactly what you want it to be. I'll see you again real soon.